My name is Honey.
All right.
If you didn't know, now you know.
Here in Salt Lake City, I'm an inspirational advocate, an R&B artist, a community member, a community advocate, definitely for our Native youth. Within our community, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So with that being said, our youth are my main priority. Our elders are my main priority, as well as adults in our community, trying to build that family representation within the community, but also within our households. Yat'e shikwasin, she'e Rhonda Honey Duval yin she. Kanizan Yanishle, na hitli bashishchin, ma idishkishni dashiche. Shema Katie Mini Cows Lee, Kolia, Doshije Samson Lee. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. My name is Rhonda Honey Duval. I'm an inspirational advocate and R&B artist in our community.
Open your eyes to all the beauty in the world. It's not about the money, the diamonds, the drama, or the pearl.
What drew me to music at first, and I've just kind of learned over time where it's taking me, what I'm doing. At the time when I started, which was back in junior high, elementary, I used to do a lot of, I'd say, karaoke of other people's songs. And that's something that I absolutely loved to do. I just love to sing, pretty much. I just love to sing. But now that I've grown and I've had a lot of years of experience within the music scene, I've really noticed that what is drawing me back to music is the opportunity to express myself in a very healthy way, being able to be vulnerable in a good setting where it's a safe space, and having that opportunity where nobody can come back and say, well, I thought this or I thought that. It allows people to really understand the true, authentic person that I am. And that's what continues to bring me back to music, is being able to express myself in the best way that I know how. I am half Navajo and I'm also half Black. So with that, I always think there's a little bit of soul that's with a little bit of calmness. And there's a little bit of fire with it also. So I always think about how can I represent myself, or how can I express myself in the best way if I am diluting it. And because of my background, I'm able to bring that smoothness or those feelings of what my people endured from both parts of my background. And with that, I'm able to kind of bring it to the forefront and really break it down and help us understand what it is I'm going for. I'd say my main inspiration is, right now, is trying to get the right message across. The process begins with, of course, the education standpoint of having to know what type of program to use, what kind of technology that's needed for recording. I had to get the education first. So I started out at Salt Lake Community College under the music technology program, as well as a certificate under, I think it's a music composition. And when I transferred to Utah Valley University, I was more in depth in the program. So I was really engaged in the hands-on learning of how to record, how to write, how to understand the formulations at which songs are made. I didn't know there was a formula to it. I thought that people were just coming, making a song, expressing themselves, and then over time they put it into a song, but there's an actual layout to it. So having that education really helped me understand that there is a point where there's mathematics within everything, not just music, but everything. After the education, I learned how to write poetry, and through poetry, I was able to utilize words in which I was never capable of using before, which is really awesome. After learning the songwriting techniques, I was able to learn the actual technology portion. So what I'm comfortable with is Pro Tools. That's more like industry standard in majority of the studios around the United States. Having to learn those things within the program, and then buying my own cute little MPC, and I started to just make these different sounds. So I would sit in front of my computer for hours and I would just go through the different sounds that I could hear. There's millions of different sounds on the computer or whatever program it is that you're using, or you could even incorporate your own new sounds. So the first process that I did was learn those different sounds that I had available to me, And then what I learned is in the community, there's sounds that maybe we're not familiar with, or maybe we're not really listening to. Those types of sounds I started to incorporate in my music. So I would just get like a pill bottle and start shaking it in front of a microphone, or I would get just a quick snap and do something just simple like that. And then I would build on top of building on top of building, and soon all of those different sounds kind of fit in their own place. They have their own home within an actual track. And by understanding that, I really got to learn that there's more to it than just words. There's more to it than just having a sound. There's an actual process that goes with it. So learning the technology, learning how to write your poetry, your songs, learning the in-depth programs, and then making it happen. Those are, I'd say, my 4 main sacred steps to producing music for myself. I used to go through somebody else, but I felt like I was missing something at the end of my album. There's something that I was missing that I just could not find. So this is the first year that I'm actually taking the initiative to produce my own stuff. The process is very long. It takes anywhere from, I'd say, an hour to maybe 2 to 3 weeks to complete one song. And for that reason, there's a lot of adding things in, taking things out. I critique myself constantly, and then I eventually get to writing to that actual song. So it's a long process. For me, it's a very long process. I kind of want it to be exactly how I hear it or see it or feel it in my brain, in my ears, in my whole aura. I want it to be exactly how I feel it, how I see it. I want the right people to be included in it. But at this moment, because I'm producing it and making it my own, I guess my own infant, shall I say, I'm the main person. I'm the songwriter, the producer, the person who continues to engineer it, mixing, mastering it. And then I go to a second person, which I say, here's the baby. I've listened to it a million times. You put your touch on it and let's make it together. So usually there's like, I'd say 98% me, and then there's a 2% at the very end where there's an hour of somebody else coming in and moving the, the different knobs and whatnot to make it sound whole. That's the process that I go through when it comes to music. And even then, once I'm complete with that, I still go back and I'm like, there's some things we can tweak. There's some vocals we can add in. Right now, I'm really learning not to dub my voice. And when I say dub my voice, I'm not adding that second. So I'll sing a tune. Normally, when I dub it, I'll come back with the same voice over and I'll stack it. I'm learning not to do that anymore. And so that's something that I'm trying to get comfortable with, is utilizing the one voice and being okay with it. So with my previous album, which is the Polyphenols that just came out this end of 2023, beginning of 2024, that album, I was more intended on dance music and making sure that people were moving, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of extra honey, a little extra dose of honey. Whereas this newer album that I'm working on, it's more calmer, it's more intended in a different outlook, where I'm trying to say, this is what I experienced, here's what you can learn from it, what are you going to do with it, and how are you going to move forward with it? That's what kind of gives me the inspiration to make the music that I'm making. Is not everybody understands what this life is that we're living. Not everybody's going to understand that as an adult, these are the kinds of things that we experience. For the youth, I really try to make sure that the music that I am intending is for them to take and to grow with. So they can listen to it, they can say, I never thought about it like that. I didn't even know that it was going to be like that, but now that I've listened to it and I've lived it, you're right. But let me try it a different way. It sort of gives a different context of how they can go and maneuver about their own lives, the listener, of course, or for my sake, I'd say the youth or the elders. They can find different ways to maneuver through this unfamiliar world that we're living in. I'd say writing music, it just depends on the song, of course. And majority of the songs that I write are not as dancey as they used to be. So they're a lot more, I'd say, centered to home, which is my heart. When I'm writing a song, I feel like all of my emotions, from my feet, all my toes, my toenails, from my toenails all the way to the ends of my hair, the emotions, the rush of emotions. It's like like I've been holding it in all this time. And it's about that time where it's a safe space and I can say, let me just tell you what I've been experiencing and going through. So that's how I write my music. I just kind of wait till it's all been bottled up a little bit, and then I just blah, 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 blah. And even when it comes to performing, it's the same way. It's like I'm done singing an hour performance or a 30-minute performance, and I'm like, I needed that. I totally needed that. And then I just start crying and bawling my eyes out, and then I'm good again. Maybe for like another month, maybe for like 3 months, maybe for a year. But just that one moment, the amount of stress that releases from us is amazing. It's amazing. Just being able to express yourself takes all of that depression, that anxiety, all of that stress, it completely takes it away and like resurfaces the real you. That's what I do when I write music or when I'm performing or when I'm preparing. I'm constantly thinking of everything that I've been feeling that's been bottled up, and I'm ready to release it. It's great being Indigenous in the city. It's great because people think that you're no longer like the people around us natives think that we as natives no longer exist. So when I come out and I say, Yad Shikwasin, hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, then it's like, they still exist. Actually, we've been here the whole time, the entire time. So I really love to acknowledge myself in my native language. And I'm not completely fluent, but I do know who I am. I do know where I'm going. I do know what family I come from. And with that, I'm able to acknowledge all of that through my verbiage, through my introductions. And I'm hoping that at some point in time, somebody will take that and say, nah, they've been here this entire time and they're going to continue to be here forever. I also work locally here in our community as a cultural specialist. So what I believe that means for me is soaking in as much knowledge as I can of all of these various tribes and all of the various people that I'm coming in contact with. That way I can better understand what it is that we are experiencing or what we have experienced, so that I know how to respond to situations and certain things and certain people. By being the best me, I can encourage somebody else to be the best them. And so in 5 years, I hope that all these kids in this community that I'm working with succeeds by watching what it takes over here. So I'd say whoever it is that is listening out there, just be you. Just be your authentic self. It doesn't even matter what anybody else thinks, as long as you feel good inside. That is it. Just do it.